Welcome!
Hello. And then Peter drowned in his water.
You gonna spit all that out onto the mic now? No, you drank it. Okay, good job. Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Basement,
The complete breakdown podcast.
Yes. See,
One of these times we'll be in sync when we say
you
that.
think we're talking about, entertainment and stories and TV shows and so on, anime. We're not. We're actually just hardcore fans, and we're actually going to talk about every breakdown, every hardcore song. Not true. All right. I'm Eric. Over here we have the one and only
Rachel.
And in this corner we've got...
Welcome. My name's Peter. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you once and for all for joining us. If you are watching / listening to this after the fact, you need to try and join us live because it's getting lit in here. We got folks from Germany tuning in, okay? Germany represent.
And Texas.
And Texas and Cincinnati. Go football, go sports. So
Nobody wants to talk about football tonight.
What I'm trying to say is twitch.tv
Of course he does.
/ Beyond the Basement, right? Twitch.tv / Beyond the Basement. You can find us there. Also, I have an email that I want to get to at the end of the episode from somebody who's emailed us before on a season 3 bit that had an interesting comment that I think they're on to something.
Yeah.
I may just bring it up in the middle of the episode, to be honest, because it may come up.
So you can email us.
But you can email us, beyondthebasementpodcast@gmail.com. So go visit us.
Yes.
Over there.
We are
And
still
one
accepting
of us
him
will reply.
at some
Indeed.
point.
Quick recap on the episode. This episode, season 4, part 2, episode 17, also known as episode 77. So there you go. All right, that's how you know which one we're on. So this one recaps the prison scene, but gives us the extended cut. We kind of finally figure out what they decide to do. Of course, they decide to help Eren. And Armin has a really interesting flashback that I can't wait to talk about. That's like right at the beginning of the episode. We get back to the whole fight scene with Eren, who's kind of currently being crushed by Reiner. This fight takes a bunch of twists and turns in this episode. And, of course, Zeke shows up, which is not the surprise, actually, because this one's called Sneak Attack.
This was coming.
Yeah.
But the sneak attack wasn't even Zeke.
No, it wasn't. It was actually Pieck and General Magath, who is winning. General Magath is slowly winning me over. I don't know that I'm like, oh, I'm on his side. I'm just like, I'm more and more interested in him as a character.
On a scale of like Satan to like warm waffle fries, or does he?
Whoa.
Dang.
I mean, that's such a wide spectrum. It's hard to...
Okay, so he's somewhere in the middle here?
He's somewhere like...
He's like...
He's like a warm summer day, but it also rains, so you're like... okay.
Yeah. Okay, I could go with that. Or like, there's not any like traffic where it's like slowing down. Like you're still... But you're just doing the speed limit. You can't go more than that. And so you're kind of like... Okay. Well, I mean, it's not... It could be worse, Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, soggy waffle fry.
Yeah, don't call him Commander.
That's punishment.
Slightly
it's General Magath, okay?
General.
He put some spec on his name.
General
My
soggy
bad.
waffle fry.
My bad. All right, so Zeke shows up. He kills all the airships. We catch up with Falco, who's in prison, along with Niall and the gang. And I always knew I liked you, Niall. He turns out to be a good guy. I did not always know. I didn't like him at first.
We wanted his head on a platter.
The newly released scouts under Pixis are now going to go fend off invaders. So we kind of get that bit. And then we have... yes.
Eren screams a lot.
Gabi stops Colt from shooting Niall, and they rescue Falco, and oh my gosh, that's actually my favorite part. Gabi in this whole thing is my favorite part. Hey, all you Gabi gang people were right, by the way. Thank you for that.
We never doubted you.
Oh, no, I seriously doubted that.
That was a lie.
But I'm glad. I turned pretty quick, I think.
I'm not on the Gabi gang train, but I'm just walking beside it.
Yeah,
I guess that's fair, but
same.
Yeah.
At any rate. All right, so yeah,
I respect it happens.
Now. Then we get to the. We said this earlier before that we started recording.
There they go in the comments. The Gabi gang kids.
Here they are, Gabi gang commenters. So by the end of the episode, we get to kind of the tense moment. Like Eren's limping towards Zeke. Zeke gets shot in the nape. He falls to the ground. He's definitely still kind of alive. There's no way he's dead. And
yeah, he's like that cockroach. He just never dies.
We said this before the episode. I want to make sure this makes it into the recording, that this episode, they're going to Dragon Ball Z this fight. There's no question about it. It's already been 2 episodes. This thing keeps going. I would see 2 more at least. You think they could stretch this to a 3rd?
Oh, yeah. I think at least 2 more.
2 or 3 more of this fight.
How many episodes was the Liberio?
I don't remember.
That was a lot.
That was
it was
several.
like 5. It seemed like a lot to me. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so with all that, there's your recap. Let's jump back into the beginning of the episode. They recap the prison scene where Anya Capone lets him out, and they're doing this whole thing of like, do we help Eren? Okay, and so of course they ask Mikasa, and she's like, well, yeah, I'm going to help him, but it's not my own will. But she's taken her scarf off for the first time, I think.
She put
right?
it down and walked away from it.
Well, that's later in the episode with the girl.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
like prison scene, but she's taken it off, which I think is the first time we've really seen her do that.
She only took it off to sew it back up before.
Right. That's right. She mended it or whatever.
So Allison says the recap was too long.
I agree, actually.
It was painfully long.
4 to 5 minutes.
I was upset.
And I'm like, we only get
lived
a 22
a lifetime.
Yeah.
I lived a lifetime in that recap. Why?
It was too long, but I sort of like they've done it before where
It
they
was
let you
stupid.
like rewatch stuff so that you can get back into the moment, but I don't think I needed that much to get back in the moment.
100%.
30 seconds would have been plenty.
I think
Just zoom in on
yes.
Connie's sweaty forehead. That would have been perfect.
Let me know.
Chad Connie's sweaty forehead. Thank you.
Chad
Cornelius
What was that?
Chadonius.
Jadalius.
Yes. His sweaty forehead is what we need. But yeah, I think they underestimate how much we're hanging on every word.
Yeah.
And so as soon as this episode started, I knew exactly where we were.
Right.
I've
we
already
were
watched
quoting
it
the
3
lines.
additional
we
times.
were like,
Yeah.
no, we know this already.
Yeah.
Cornelius
obviously.
Conrad.
Cornelius Scott. Yes, that's him.
Yeah, dude. Okay, we're gonna get into that Yelena scene because
Yeah.
we have some
She
theories.
needs Jesus.
We have a couple theories. Okay, so
Yes.
So where the episode
stairs.
catches up to new content is there's the pause. They're like, okay, well now, basically now what do we do? And I did not expect a comedic break here, but there's this long, intense pause, like Connie's sweaty forehead on, and it cuts to Papa Brown. She's like, "Can we go now?" Like it literally was like out of like a bro comedy.
That's where Sasha got it from, because she was the one who would do stuff like that before.
Wow, I never made the connection.
I was like, oh, Sasha.
I feel like that's exactly right. So okay, yeah, which is this is also one of the first times in this whole show where you got like civvies, just like non-combatants that are
True.
like, what do we do now? Exactly. Can we
go back to our potatoes?
Yeah, can we
please
do this?
let us leave now.
I don't know what their plan is exactly, but they leave unattended essentially. So okay, so I think it's Nicola's like, no, just give it a second, just a minute longer here. Let's talk this out.
He's like, it's getting good. Let me get some popcorn. Is Connie gonna hit him? Where's Chad Connie going? Let's see what happens.
Jean says some stuff, and this is where I was waiting for all this. There's so many connections back to season 1 now in this episode. Jean says, I've been saying for a long time he's been dangerous, or I've been saying since cadets that he's dangerous and he's going to lead us straight to hell.
Yeah.
He's gonna get us all killed.
Didn't know Jean was a prophet, but apparently he was.
But he has been saying that since.
It's true. He has.
He also has willingly followed Eren into battle.
Multiple times.
Yeah, they've had this adversarial, this frenemies thing going on
Yeah.
since day one.
And it's interesting because the comparison between Jean and Eren, like they keep getting mistaken for each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're both got this kind of like a leadership like role that they didn't necessarily
They're
want
both
to step
hotheads.
into.
They both have big mouths. Yeah.
They're both egotistical guys sometimes.
They want to punch each other in the face.
They both
equally.
think they're right. Yeah, and they take these 2 different paths, and everyone's like, "Oh, horse-faced John,"
They both
or
like
whatever.
Mikasa.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Eren becomes this like symbol, this beacon, this like fighting force, and Jean actually has to take a leadership role in the rest of the guys and kind of convince them, like, okay, I hate this guy, but he's kind of cool sometimes, and he's kind of right sometimes.
Yeah.
You kind of have to back him, and so now he's kind of like recapping all that and saying, in spite of all that, I guess I'm not ready for him to die just yet.
Well, first he says, I still envy that asshole for being so cool, or so something along those
Yeah.
lines. It's like, okay, well, at least he admits it. Yeah, he says, it pisses me off to say this, but I don't want him to die yet.
I don't want him, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, again, I've always been on John's, like, not always, I'm saying, like, he's come around to be one of my favorite seasons, especially at the end of part 1 of season 4. I was like, I don't know who to trust. I got like a handful left. You know what I mean? Like even Armin with his little stunt with Yelena, I was like, who are you? What is happening?
Yeah.
But Jean is a character I feel like, no, we can definitely hang on to. And then when Connie came out last episode and he was like talking sense, I was like, okay, great. There's still some people who in the show
Haven't been tarnished beyond repair.
who are at least thinking logically like we're trying to think through this and the whole situation. Okay, so they run up the stairs, and this is where we start to get to some
The
real...
longest stairs on the
And
planet
they don't-
in all of time and space. Why, God, why?
They're running up these
Seriously,
stairs
Full
it was
blast.
like an escalator going in the wrong direction.
like robots.
What
And they're
the
like, anyway, so yeah, so what do you think Eren meant when he said, I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of breath watching them. Like,
Mikasa, Mikasa does have a serious workout routine, I guess. Anyway, their cardio is impressive here, but they finally get to the probably one of the more interesting parts. They're teasing us. Okay, so they're talking. This is Armin and Mikasa, and Mikasa is finally like, she's not very verbal a lot. You really think about it, she doesn't actually say that much. She just says Eren, like constantly. Like she's
that's true.
she's a very visual, like physical
Stoic.
character.
Yeah.
But here she finally starts to really speak, and she says, if Eren was just hiding his intentions, why would he push us away? And we've been asking that exact question the whole time.
what was the point in lying? If he really wanted them to like secretly go with him, or he wanted them to like, still follow him, he could have just been like, hey, you guys.
Yeah. She says that. Why didn't he just tell us? And we've been saying that for months now, because that last episode was months ago. And she says, why did he have to say that he hated me? I can't be on Eren's side until
Great
I have an
question.
explanation for that one. I'm like, you bastard. I'm sorry. I freaking hate
Unless
your
he's doing one of those things where he wants his enemies to think he hates her so they won't use her against him and hurt her. But
But
So
was
that's
there
the theory.
anybody within earshot
Well,
that
no,
would have
okay,
been
wait,
an enemy?
wait.
I don't know.
That's okay. This is my theory.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
the paths.
He says to Armin, and he says to both of them, no, I'm serious. I think the paths might have something to do with it. He says to Armin, there's an enemy living inside of you.
Yeah.
Perhaps Zeke, somebody, can you okay, I know this may be a stretch, but maybe it's not. The connection in the past, like if there's a Titan inside of Armin and somebody else has access to that Titan too, and Armin hears Eren say something,
Yeah.
is it possible that Zeke kind of has a little bit of this, like, essentially a foreknowledge, or I don't know, like, does he have some kind of connection? And if not Zeke, then Ymir, the founder, all I can say is that if this is Eren making a play, maybe he has realized that there is somebody who can hear every word, that there's a brother in the sky in the paths, like there's something there that forces him to go, no, I literally have to fool everyone in order for this to work.
Yeah.
Whatever. Now, I don't want to say that I know what it is. I don't actually think I know his plan. I have some guesses, but I have to wonder if that's part of it.
Or they're saying that Gabi was there too, right? So Gabi
Yeah,
may
which
have
I
heard
had said that too.
and maybe
They don't
could
really
relate.
know if they can trust Gabi.
But Gabi wouldn't have wanted to tell Zeke and Yelena that, which is what Eren wouldn't want to hear. Could it possible that he's saying that to convince himself of something he doesn't really feel?
It's possible. And then when he, I kind of noted this before too. I think we may mention this in the table scene. Where he beats up Armin. I'm like, well, he beats up Armin because Armin's Titan now. He's gonna be fine in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And but the thing with Mikasa, I'm like, bro, that's like permanent emotional damage to your best friend who saved your life so many times.
Damage.
I don't know. So why would you say you hate us? And then Armin has the flashback to the end of season 3. Okay, remember they make it out to the ocean, and I watched this one not that long ago. They make it out to the end of the ocean, and Eren's like hair is a little bit longer, so you can tell us time has passed from that.
He's on his way to Crazy Town.
Mm-hmm. And he points out, and he's like, if we kill all of our enemies out there, will we be free?
Yeah.
And we've noted before, we've said this before, so Eren's initial goal, season 1, I want to kill all the Titans. Well, on the island, they did do that. All the pure Titans are gone.
True.
Then we're like, okay, well, does that play into the whole euthanization, forced sterilization plan? Because that would kind of be killing all the Titans. It would be a way of doing it. And then now we're looking at that, at least now I think we're all looking at this scene differently again, which is, okay, well, maybe that's not his plan either. So I don't really know what to say, but then Armin just goes, could it be? And Mikasa goes, huh? And then that's all we got.
Yeah, you can tell Armin's really struggling with something here, and he's trying to quickly and tactically make a decision in order to try to redirect everybody to keep going on this path, because if they stop and like fight about it, there may not be enough time to save who they need to save. Also, I think he's still working it out. I don't think he has a full answer yet, and so he's going,
Yeah.
could it be is Eren not just going to do the forced sterilization thing? Could Eren be, I'm going to kill everyone. I'm going to do the rumbling. I'm going to trample the world.
Yeah.
It's the only way for actual peace to happen is if there's nobody else to fight against. It's possible Armin's thinking that in this run, but he keeps, like Rachel said, he keeps redirecting Mikasa. She goes, why would Eren say that? And he goes, come on, this is Eren we're talking about, you guys.
True. Yeah,
you know,
he's not answering her.
Yeah, it's
he's
because he doesn't have a good answer.
Redirect her to a different thought.
Yeah. They don't give us quite enough to read into Armin's, like, what he's thinking is going on. Could it be? Could what be?
I think that Escobar said the joke about him tactically deciding to fight Armin and argue with Mikasa instead of the other way around is pretty funny. Like, of course, because Mikasa's like the fighter and Armin's like the thinker, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm going to emotionally damage you. I'm going to punch you. I don't fear repercussions. But it's also, I mean, this is what I've been saying for a while, is this is the most anti-Eren thing to do.
Yeah.
You come into the person who you helped save her life, obviously valued. You wrap
She
a
saved her
scarf
life multiple times.
Right. You wrap a scarf around her and you go, no, I care about you. I'm going to always wrap a scarf around you. I'm going to fight for freedom. This is who I am. Mm-hmm. And then you take the underdog who's been getting beat up his whole life.
Who you've been defending
your whole life.
At risk of your own butt.
You beat the piss out of him just like the bullies, and you freaking trash talk her just like the emotional damage she had when she was a kid. That's the most anti-Eren thing to do, which is why I'm like, he did it for a reason.
Yeah.
What's that reason?
Yeah. I know we've said this every episode basically, so like season 4 so far. But the end of season 3 is the first time we get that Armin's flashback here, where he's pointing at the sea. That's the first catatonic Eren that we've seen, and he's stayed that way ever since. Mm-hmm. And it's so hard to like put it all together and be like, dude, even just the way he talks, like they really done a hard transition.
The
with
light
him.
has gone out in his eyes at that moment,
and they have not really given us the full explanation as to like why that is.
Yeah, White Train. That's a good comment. I'm gonna actually circle back to that in a minute.
Oh, you're going to circle back, all right?
I'm going to circle back.
Okay. So the last thing he says here is that we've known about the headache, or she's like, well, he knew about the headaches or whatever. And Armin says, well, we've known about you having headaches for a long time. So I think he just used that to make it believable. Again, this is kind of stuff we were saying at the time anyway. And he says, well, Armin goes on, we can just, ask him when it's all over, when this is all over. Maybe?
Unless he's dead.
And or it's not what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of questions there. I might save some of this for prediction section, but I have some thoughts. Okay. Move on. Can we go to the next scene?
Yeah.
Okay, next scene. We get again a little bit of a recap, another recap in this one where this is built on Willie Tiber's sacrifice and we need a new hero. We need a new Helos. And as he's saying that, Reiner's the one who's in the frame. And I totally agree. I think somebody said that in the chat last time. Like, hey, it's interesting. Like, he's the one that's in the shot. I agree, and I kind of want Reiner to be the hero because I just like him. It's cool.
Same, man. Same. I think that this is a drop of truth that's been splashed here. Now, we get the image of Reiner stabbing Eren. It's like, the image of Helos with the spear again, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It's that same type of image. But is this the truth? The truth is that we do need a Helos. Someone to lay their life down to save the whole world. Mm-hmm. What does that look like? Because that looks like something different to everybody else. To Zeke, that looks like turning in his parents, becoming a spy,
right?
Killing his own people just so he could, in his mind, save the world by sterilizing all the Eldians and bringing an end to pain and suffering.
Yeah.
To Reiner, this looks like a lot of different things at different times, right? But right now, it looks like stopping Eren and Zeke from doing whatever plan they have because that's the best way to save everybody and kind of wind things down.
Okay, quick question, though. On that point, does Reiner know right now that Eren is trying to, does Reiner know that if they touch, because that the rumbling or that the power can be accessed, the founder's power can be accessed?
I don't know if he knows because he wasn't with them when
Magath and Pieck just discussed it.
Yeah.
Correct.
They've unlocked the key.
He was falling through the sky when they figured that all out.
Right.
He knows they have a plan.
Yeah.
He knows that Eren and Zeke are up to something.
Because
I don't even think Porco knows it either.
But remember, Magath yells to Zeke. He yells to Reiner, don't let him touch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's right.
He at least has that information. He probably doesn't have everything.
He doesn't know why necessarily, but
my point is, what does being a hero look like to each character because, for Mikasa being a hero was protecting Eren, and for Armin being a hero was like trying to find a way to end the Titans, right? For Hanji being a hero was trying to figure out where all these things.
What even are the Titans?
And this is all changed throughout. For Eren, being a hero was fighting for freedom. For Eren, is it possible that now being a hero means laying your life down so everyone else can live, and he's going to die, but he's also going to kill everybody else in order that there could be a peace, there could be a freedom, that there could be a rebuilding of sorts. Is Eren going to be the Helos, the real Helos? Because the Helos that we had before was a myth.
Fiction, yeah.
He was fiction. He was just shining knight that it wasn't real. But is Isayama saying, no, the hero that's a real hero is somebody who's gritty, who doesn't do the thing you always want him to do, but their intentions are to actually at one point bring peace to everyone.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror, like life's not bright and shiny. Life is dark and gritty, and it looks like Eren trying to save everybody.
Yeah.
And by save, I mean kill half the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So we've got so this fight is, like I said, a bit of a recap, and we get a little bit more of the action. This is between Reiner and Eren and their Titans. And I really have to comment on the music here. You guys know I freaking love the music in this show. They do such a good job with it. The new intro is amazing. They're all amazing, but really digging this one. But the music here, so here's how the sausage is made, folks. We watched the episode twice before we do the podcast. Once through for the reaction because we haven't seen it, and then a second time so we can take a few notes for the sake of the podcast. So the first time through, I was like, wow, this is like a new, during this whole fight, instead of the like, wah, blah, 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 and you're like, oh yeah, action. It's kind of got this like wistful, kind of sorrowful.
Like haunting.
But not quite like sad. There's just like there's a little more of a motion to it, than just like kind of a angry fighting type of thing. And the second time through, I realized it's actually, so in musical terms, this is the correct use of the word recapitulation. It is a recapitulation of the theme, the da 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 da. It's that, but like transposed into a major scale, so the minor, and it's done with this really long like legato. It's so good because the music is making me rethink, even though I've already heard Reiner say some of these lines. Yes. It's making me rethink what he means as he's saying them.
The way that the music changed from last episode to this episode during the same lines, I think is incredibly well done, and it's showing you what Isayama always wants to show you. There's no straight black or white in his opinion. Like he's going to try to show you each character's perspective,
nuance,
and it looks way different when Eren, and Reiner are fighting, and the music's crazy, and Reiner's like, Eren, it's enough. You need to stop, right? And then it switches, and Reiner's like, Eren, like it's enough.
Yeah,
you need to stop.
Everyone suffered enough.
You've suffered enough.
You suffered enough. Yeah, and so he asked this question, which was new. The why struggle? What are you fighting for? What for? And it's interesting because I'm like, yeah, Reiner's kind of asking the question we're asking, which is, it doesn't seem clear anymore. Like, what are you fighting for? Like, what is it that's going on? And I think Reiner's like got a deeper sense of this question than anybody because Eren chose to meet with him in Liberio before he did the whole like attack, before all of that stuff. There's clearly a special relationship, and I just wonder if we're not going to get a classic Attack on Titan move where sometime in the near future, in the next episode or something, we're going to get a flashback to that basement scene again.
And it's going to mean something different.
It's going to mean something different. We'll hear a couple lines we didn't hear before or something, There's going to be some bit that we're going to get some of Reiner's perspective, which I would appreciate right now. I mean, what are you fighting for? Like, Reiner kind of rediscovered his purpose recently. He's fighting for Falco and for the sake of this next generation. He's got this kind of new, thing about him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Porco jumps into the fight. He kind of leaps in and gets... We thought Eren didn't have any motor controls. Motor controls.
Yeah.
But apparently he does, because you freaking punches him directly.
He can still use his arm, it seems.
His crystal hardened fist.
Oh.
Dude.
He even says, like, that was a heavy hit, bro.
Yeah, knockouts are the worst when somebody's moving towards you and you're moving towards them.
You double the momentum.
It's the worst. It's like if... That's how boxers don't get knocked out, is they use head movement and they roll their bodies with the punches to absorb and to stop the shock. Because the thing that really knocks you out is your brain getting that impact trauma
Smacking against
that
the
makes your
inside
brain
of your
smack
skull.
against your skull. that shuts the lights out for a minute, that turns off the motor skills. If you can roll, if you can angle, if you can head move, if you can bob and weave and you get hit, it doesn't hurt as bad, right? Guys put their hands up to give a shock barrier, and then you move with the punches so you don't get knocked out. If you're going in for a punch, the counter punch is always what knocks you out.
Yep,
because you're moving forward, you're not able to be
your
fluid.
Your kinetic energy matches theirs.
Boom.
Knocks you out.
And so Galliard jumps up, totally full of emotion still, right?
Yep.
He's still on like level 1 of this crap, right?
Yeah.
Eren's like a level 19. He's like,
true.
dude, just bam. Basically, I think what he's saying is like, that kind of thinking doesn't work anymore. Knocks the sense out of the Galliard. Galliard falls down.
It's honestly like, it was a lot of fun. I was like smiling watching the fighting last time, and this time I was like, no, what is the meaning of this? You know?
yeah.
Like, what's happening? So then Reiner tackles Eren again right here, and he says this line. He says, "I just want this to end," which was in the trailer.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not totally sure. Like, Reiner, what do you mean you want this? What's your version of this ending?
He wants this war, this fight, the Titans, all of it. I think he wants it all to end.
That's what I think too. He's like, I want peace. Like, I
he
want
wants
this
his
to be
struggle
over.
to end too.
And
Galliard's been taking L's since he was born. Dang. They're saying
That's kinda true.
Galliard's got more L's than Reiner at this point. Ooh. Dang.
Got him. Jeez. Okay, fair enough. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, Paris, I agree.
Attack
Attack
on
on
Titan.
Titan is going to put us all in therapy.
Listen,
Yeah.
this is our therapy right now. It's talking it out with
That's why we
friends.
do the podcast.
This is how we get through this. This is how we're all going to stay together.
Tell us more about how that makes you feel.
Yeah.
And then so I just want to get to his next line. He says, I just want this to end. Why did I ever think we were the same? And he grabs him. He's like pushing him down. He's like, Eren, go to sleep.
Which is interesting. He's not telling him to die. He's telling him to go to sleep, like the Titans in the wall. Like, what does he mean?
No, I think he's like, basically just
Or
give up.
does
Just
he
lie
just
down,
want
just
you to
close your
die?
eyes. It'll be
Yeah.
over in a second. I'm gonna put you out of your pain. Like, Reiner believes that Eren is not totally wicked, in my opinion. I believe he thinks like he's been struggling, he's been fighting, and Reiner's gonna come like help him. And he's gonna help him by ending him, by putting him to rest. You've been struggling for so long, you've been fighting for so long. It's time, right? It's time to whatever. Why did I ever think we were the same? Like, even I knew when it was time to give up, right? In Liberia, Reiner had nothing left in the tank. He's ready to give up, right? And the only thing that could rouse him was protecting the kids.
Yeah.
Which that was, what Eren was used to be about as well. So I think this is really interesting because it's almost showing that like there is a difference between Reiner and Eren. Eren never knows when to stop.
True.
And even so, I think what this is showing is Eren's indomitable will from the first season. Never give up, scream, keep moving towards the wall, put the boulder in place, go. He has fixed himself on his new goal. And he's going to fight until death to accomplish that goal. His eyes go green when Reiner's on top of him.
Yeah.
He
They flash.
snatches back and he grabs and he's screaming. And he's not just screaming on the Titan. He's screaming inside.
Yeah.
Inside Titan. He's screaming. He's like, nah. He's resisting. He's pushing. And in Reiner's mind, Reiner's like, no, man, it's time to just lay it down. And Eren's like, I can't yet. I cannot let down. I cannot rest. You think like, he's like, you've suffered enough. Eren's like, I have not yet suffered what I need to suffer to accomplish the goal. I have to keep pushing. I have to keep going on. I have to keep going.
There's definitely a motivation here, which is the show plays on this like all the time. But Eren, Reiner, and Zeke. So Zeke had a pretty clear motivation that we got season 4, part 1, which is this like, his super traumatic childhood, which sort of understand his like new father and his newfound vision and goal and dream and so on and so forth. And so you combine Zeke's sort of ruthlessness with his like his kind of twisted idea of mercy killing, I guess, or mercy sterilization or whatever. But you get a sense that like his motivation is actually coming from his relationship with Saber, right? Like he said right before he blows himself up with Levi in the cart, he's like, this is, did he say, Dad, are you watching? Or what does he say? He says at the end there, like,
Saba, are you watching?
Father,
Yeah.
Father. Mm-hmm.
And like, you can kind of see like where he's coming from with Eren. We have less of it now, but we had a lot of that before. He kind of had this like emotional motivation, whether it's to save Mikasa or save humanity or so on and so forth. And the reason, like I said before, his goal has changed, and it's not clear to us what the goal is for him, and maybe that's why he's changed. But then for Reiner, it's kind of the same thing. It's like there's all these questions of, okay, well, what's motivating you exactly? And I actually want to know, why is Reiner here? Other than he has to be because he's still Marley and Soldier?
Yeah,
or
is it just about Gabi and Falco, rescuing them? Is it more than that?
I don't know.
I think he's right. Nafia said he's projecting onto Eren, like what he feels, all the pain, all the suffering that he's gone through. He's projecting, and he's like, "Listen, we're the same, like let's just calm down." And he's like, "Man, I don't think we're the same. How did I ever think we're the same? You don't know when to lay it down, Eren. You don't know when to stop. Like it's time." But Eren's like, "No, it's not. Like I have to do something that no one else can do."
Yeah. So what? Yeah, that's the big question. What is it?
Yeah, Reiner's once again also saying like you're the worst person to have this power, which he said way back
season 2. Yeah.
Season 2. It's like he's remembering.
Yeah. Why is Eren the worst person to have that power?
I don't know.
I think it's because he's like, because you're a pit bull. You get your jaws on something and you're never gonna let go. You have to keep going until you get your goal. You go, 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 go. And there's no nuance. There's no, Eren, let's talk about this. Wait, can I change your mind? It's like, nope. Once he set his face like flint, like it's over. And so that's why I think he's saying you're the worst person to have this power. I wish it was someone like Armin who I could talk to and convince.
Right, because if he chooses to use the rumbling, no one's going to talk him out of it.
Right. He decided this. He decided this a season ago.
Yeah.
Eren decided.
I have to flatten the world.
When he pointed at the beach, I think he decided what he had to. That's why the change started there. Mm-hmm. He started getting dark. He started getting, like letting his hair grow. As it's a visual.
He's letting go of his old self.
I have to kill all the Titans. There's a bunch of Titans in the walls.
Yeah, that's true.
And sterilization or whatever is not going to fix that.
Interesting.
Not even close. Sorry, I'm just like thinking.
And they're all colossal, humongous Titans.
Yes,
too.
they're literally freaking Armin sized, like colossal Titan sized. Okay, so Eren, whatever, grabs Reiner's jaw, starts to like break. Just with the sheer force of his will, is yelling, like starts to break it, and then Zeke shows up, and then I think it's Magath says, "There he is, Wonder Boy."
Yeah, there he is. And what you said during the reaction, you said that Magath's been expecting this because he doesn't go, oh, Zeke, oh no. He goes, there he is. Like,
he was looking for him.
We were waiting for this. Yeah.
So, so Zeke says, I'm late, but I made it to where I promised. Good job hanging in there, Eren. Leave the rest to Big Brother.
This is worth saying, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Comment.
Which one?
There's no worse person to have the power of the rumbling than the guy who keeps saying, I'll keep moving forward.
I have to keep moving forward.
True enough. No,
until I crush my enemies.
Until I crush my enemies.
And like, that part in season 1 where he's like fighting Annie and he's like, I'm going to destroy the whole world. And we're like, whoa, is that Eren? Is that the founder? Like who, somebody or something's in there saying that. Mm-hmm. And it seems like we're getting a little closer to
those green
demon,
eyes came out
actual
again,
demon.
Brother.
Yeah, those green glowy eyes.
Yeah, when Zeke shows up, he throws that rock, he knocks Reiner off, and Rachel and I were saying this, we were like, I think Eren didn't even need Zeke's help.
I don't think so either. I think he was about to rip Reiner's head in half. I'm pretty sure Zeke saved Reiner by hitting him with the chunks of the wall.
Yeah, quite possibly.
It is nuts, the fact that like from being mounted and reaching like this, you have no power. You have no strength. Like
he just does it anyway.
Reiner could have just armbarred that kid all day long, but Eren is like so freaking strong. Mm-hmm. And something that White Knight said, or White Rain, 1988 or whatever said. Sorry, White Raisin. I don't know what your name is. It popped up. He said that Eren said that he gets strength when he's fighting for freedom.
Right.
He was strong as F this fight.
Whoa, you're right. Yeah, the attack titan is strong. Yeah, that's right.
And everyone's saying, hey, calm down, Eren. Don't fight. Just chill. And he's like, no.
He can't because he's fighting for freedom. And he
I have to
screaming.
keep moving forward. You guys don't get it. You guys don't get it.
Japanese thing.
It's crazy, too, that his scream was like shaking the buildings.
Yeah, people were closing their ears and stuff.
Like
the volume was a special.
And he was about to get louder right before.
The scream was say that again. The scream was 2 pages worth
in the manga.
In the manga. Holy smokes! Jeez. Okay. Well, that tells us everything we need to know. What do you say?
Sherlock said Eren be like, it's not a phase, Mom.
Wow. His puberty scream.
Okay, so I think the Beast did look good in this episode. Like big, stoic, has these throws. But what was weird to me, I felt like the animation during the action didn't look good. This is the first time I'll say this about this whole show. I didn't think the animation looked good in this episode, other than the Beast.
I like some of it.
It looked gritty and grainy. Is that the artist's interpretation of what a war? Everyone gets gritty and grainy, and there's smoke in the air, and it's dirt and blood and mud, and that's why they didn't draw it like clean and crisp like they have other ones, or they just didn't have time and they got to put this one out.
Or our internet was slow. Maybe
our internet was slow. Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
Eren stubs his toe so hard. Yeah.
Okay. So this next part, I just want to talk about Zeke. So Zeke takes out the airships with his rocks, of course.
Dude, anti-air Zeke is crazy.
And wow, my notes here. Sorry, it says Magath, Fanny, Zeke. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
He's trying to figure out how to shoot Zeke. And
yes,
then...
he does. Yeah, he's like, line me up for the nape or whatever.
Yeah.
And man, this is there's so many things in this show that I'm like, that's so creative. But the whole like, go back to there's episode 1 of season 4, and they like have the anti-Titan guns, and they take those and then mount one on the cart. Like, listen, I try and like write stories and come up with stuff like, that's probably not a detail I would have come up with, but I'm really digging it. Like, I freaking love this, actually. So it also makes the cart Titan suddenly like the most dangerous one. Like, she's literally more dangerous than Zeke at range.
If you could have a cannon, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we're gonna see a Titan with a biological weapon, like you can shoot your arm out or something.
Oh yeah, no. The fact that there's a bunch of episodes left in this whole deal, like I am confident we have not seen the last of surprising Titan power.
Can we
no
just
question to me.
take a moment though to appreciate how when we first meet Cart Titan, we were all like, "What the hell kind of power is carrying a backpack? Like, what kind of a Titan is this?" And now we're like, "She's the best one.
She's actually pretty awesome. Yeah,
She can do all the things.
Plus, Pieck is
all
a
kinds of
character.
cool things. Yeah,
Pieck's so smart.
she's a spy. She
Yeah.
can be in Titan form for months on end without taking a break.
Dude, I'd be down to watch
she can carry stuff.
a split off of just secret
her
agent
adventure.
Pieck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
like a
her and
prequel type of
Reiner and
thing,
stuff,
yeah.
like doing something cool.
Yeah, what was she doing during
Cloak
the whole
and dagger.
during the whole time that Reiner and them were all inside the walls? Like, what was she up to? What was any of
Was
those
she
people up to?
spying on them and she knew everything the whole time?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Was she secretly talking to Annie and she told Annie to be in a crystal for 300 years?
Okay, so there's a comic about like an invasion happening in the U.S. and it was Marvel, and so all these like Russian or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I've heard of this.
they come over and they kill a bunch of like well-known heroes and stuff, and they capture Hawkeye, and they takes a bunch of them to like beat him down, and I think they kill his wife and kids, and that's what like sets him off. He's like freaking nuts. He's rabid, and they take away all his weapons, and they're like, oh, now you're powerless or whatever, and they're like gonna torture him. And they come in, and all of a sudden, like everyone's like starts dying, and he had ripped off his own fingernails to like flick them, and he hits people in the throat with them, and then like kills them. And it was just, like, a really hardcore, gritty way of like showing like you could use anything as a weapon. And when a man is driven to a point, he's nuts. I wonder if we're gonna see Zeke like pull his own arm. Like we see him use other Titans, but he has to pull his own arm off to like throw it at somebody.
Starts cannibalizing his own body.
I can see it happening. Okay, so Zeke sees the cannon, he throws the rocks at him, and then I love this from Magath. He's like, I'm going to punish that traitor myself. I can see it. I'm with you, actually. I would like for you to do that. So then the scouts descend on Pieck and the cart Titan. It looks like this whole like cart Titan shooting at Zeke thing isn't going to work out for the moment.
Because he's too fast.
Yeah, well, he can throw the rock. He's just destroying everybody.
It takes for time to get set up and angled or whatever.
And then I did write this line down. So the Beast Titan throws a bunch more. He throws more rocks at the Marley soldiers. This is where Eren stands up and starts to limp toward him, which maybe we've asked this a couple times already while we were watching it. Like, why doesn't he pull that move he did in Liberio where he jumps out and forms another Titan?
Yeah,
like that's kind of an Eren special. It seems like at this point. I don't know. That's hard to say. But anyway, he's limping towards Zeke. And this is where Magath actually says they're trying to come in contact, like Braun, like don't let that happen. Or he's talking to Reiner, like don't let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it cuts over to this is my favorite part of this episode. So now we get to Gabi and Colt, and they're like running around, and basically he says, "Hey, let's leave the Titan fighting to the Titans. Like I'm gonna go rescue Falco. You go ahead to the airship that's like the escape one. Like you need to get out of here. I'm here to like rescue you." And here it is. Now
she begins to have an epiphany.
She's been epiphanying for a while, and it finally the like stubbornness that made Gabi a fierce, like annoying kind of enemy is now turning into like her weakness is turning into her strength, where she's like, no, A, he saved my life, B, I got him into this, like it is up to me. Like she feels a moral responsibility, like heartfelt, like from the soul responsibility to go and save Falco. She's like, I'm the top of my class anyway, like it's up to me.
She kind of goes like, I'm supposed to be the top of my class, I'm supposed to be the best of the best, and if I can't even save my friend, if I can't take some personal responsibility here and see for the first time actually self-analyze and be like, nah, I was kind of messed up or whatever, she does. And this is where we begin to see Gabi's like we've it's been building finally.
She's not just a self-centered jerk. She actually has a soul and is a thoughtful person.
I called it, by the way. The second she got on the airship, I was like, she's going to change. She's going to meet these people and love them. Yeah. One way or the other.
Yeah.
So the line that she gives, she says, listen, I'm going to, he saved me. I'm not going to run off on my own. And that's the one where Colt's like, oh, he's like so surprised.
Because she always runs off on her own.
Yeah. That's how we meet her, is her running off on her own and showing off and practically getting herself killed.
Yeah.
The comments are saying that the Warhammer Titan, remember they were saying that it exhausts quickly.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
That may have exhausted Eren so much where he can't reform another Titan because he's so exhausted. Plus, he's got his brain shot.
Yeah,
he's
good point.
Beat up and stabbed.
And he might. I was also thinking he might be trying to save up some of his power for the rumbling if they touch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Okay, so now we cut to Falco and Niall and the whole gang. They're still in prison, and Niall's having this kind of really interesting conversation with Falco, and he's like, "Oh, Marley's attacking. They must be here to save you. This is your last chance to go home. Like this is there's no place for a kid. Like you shouldn't be here." And he says, like, we'll put out the reaction, but like for all of us, we're all like, like no. He says he has his own. He's like, I'll probably never see my daughters and my wife again. And I had the Titan serum, and I'm probably going to be turned into a monster. And I was like,
I've always now I actually can say that I've always liked him because I actually have
Niall
a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why.
You did not like Niall in season 1.
Okay,
very first.
Not a ton.
Not a very first.
There was. How do I explain it? Like I didn't completely hate him.
Okay,
yes,
you saw something.
Yes,
I can see that. Yeah.
Oh, Charlie's making a good point. Niall actually tells Commander Erwin about his family back in season 3.
I think
I forgot about that.
I remember that too, and then I liked him even more at that point. I was like, oh, he's a good guy. He's got a family.
Yeah, he definitely comes full circle.
And he was friends with Erwin, and so that was another reason why I kind of had a soft spot for him.
Commander Erwin is a friend of mine.
Yeah. I mean, Levi's a psychopath, and I love that guy.
That's true. So is Hanji.
Hanji's completely out of her mind, and I love her too.
But basically, I think he's trying to show us like that nobody is singularly faceted. Everyone is multifaceted in terms of their desires and their heart, and there is a little bit of good and a little bit of bad in all of us. Yeah, there's a devil in all of us, and there's something that could be good
potential
in
for
all of us,
good and evil.
And Niall has really come a long way, especially when he helped the scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like their little build their little friendship here, and like you see, Falco has came around faster than Gabi as far as, oh, hey, these people aren't all so bad. And he's just not the type anyway. He's not you can tell he's not this like black and white like Eren type. He's more of he's a sweetheart, you know what I mean? He's like, we should all kind of get along, and like he cares about the people he cares about, and he really cares about Gabi. That's why he got on the freaking airship with her in the first place. Yeah. And so they had this little like exchange, and I'm like, this is building further into Falco as well. This idea that like you're not in enemy territory, dude. Not really. And so of course, Niall says we might as well be dead. I forgot about that. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Okay, so the newly released actual scouts, the real OG legit scouts, show up to the prison. They run up the stairs, and they run into this cadet like with the glasses. And he's like, the guard's like, hey, this area is controlled by Jaegers. And I love how Sean like doesn't even flinch. He just like stares him down. He's like, really? You think, buddy? Like, what's his line? What does he actually say? You're gonna risk your life to stop us from helping Lord Jaeger? And the kid's like, I'm like, dude, these scouts, this freaking kid, he ain't never had to fight Titans. He hasn't been through anything that these guys have been through. What a freaking noob. Like,
dude, Squad 1 is here. Yeah. You guys better bend the knee when you see Squad 1 coming in.
Seriously.
They started fighting Titans before they officially graduated.
Yes, literally. Yeah, they weren't even on the freaking scouts yet. So they run in there. What the heck? My notes really suck. Oh, okay, that's right. Pixis is there. And
Keith
Sadie's
is there.
He says he fought off a bear. Go on without me.
I think there's a good reason these guys
He's going to show up again at some point.
Yes.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Keith even says, Pixis says, I haven't lost my marbles yet, but I do have a bit of a drinking problem.
Which is a hilarious pun. It's a double entendre.
And then he points to his...
We all knew that you've had a drinking problem, but also you drank the wine too. Now we know that as well. Well done. Keith, Pixis and Keith, they're saying that they're some of the only characters that are around from season 1 still.
It's true.
Like people are still alive.
Those two old codgers.
They're both wanting to contribute to the cause. They both want to do something good. Pixis even takes command of the military and says, you know what, you guys, people just imprisoned us, we're going to go help them. We're going to go help them.
Yeah.
Black armbands lead the charge. If you've drank the wine, follow me.
Yeah. He says we're going to fend off the invaders. Which
I also really liked how all the different branches of the military were there.
Yeah.
All
for the first time,
all
like
in the
actually
same room,
united.
and they were all on the same page. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's definitely, I think there's a reason they're there. And like you guys are saying, they're kind of old school. And they maybe sort of harken back to this idea of like, we're defending what we know to be humanity. Like we're defending this island. We're defending like within these walls. And that's been their mission for most of their lives.
Yeah.
All these events are recent, for
right.
them. Okay, so here we go. This is another interesting one. Somebody in the chat, help us out here. We can't remember her name. So the scene with Mikasa and the young girl, we're pretty sure this is the girl she saved in season 1 at the gate, the little blonde girl who eventually became joined the scout.
Luis.
Luis.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Thank you.
I like her. Thank you. Yes.
She's got this eerie, emotionless quality to her, I have to say.
Well, yes and no. I mean, she's I think she's supposed to have a doe-eyed like naivety a little bit about her, sort of the idea. And she's here, like she must have been in prison with them, so I don't think she was a Jaegerist. I can't really remember.
She's very loyal to Mikasa, as I recall, so I'm pretty sure she got thrown in jail because
with them.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make sense. At any rate, like this scene is short and it really is just for one purpose. She says, "Oh, it's good to know that like we're fighting for similar goals again," and that was a cool line. And
everyone's saying she's a devout Jaegerist.
Yeah,
so
that's what I remember. I remember her seeing Mikasa in jail.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's why she's saying she's happy to be on the same side as Mikasa because they weren't.
Yes.
Okay. Awkward. Oof. Okay. Well, at any rate, because
Mikasa follows Eren, so she follows Mikasa when she's following Eren.
Yeah, she's with Flock.
And when Mikasa's
I'm remembering
not
now.
following Eren, she's like, well,
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she takes the scarf off. She folds it up, sets it down. She's like, "You're not gonna wear the scarf," and she says, "I'm not."
Yeah.
Or you're leaving the scarf behind. I am. Like she's gonna, and then it's the scene of them walking up the stairs, like the thunder spears and stuff.
Oh, dude, when Mikasa says she's leaving it behind,
that
ain't right, man.
The world is wrong now.
What Eren said to Mikasa, she believes. She said she knows it to be true. She's trying to break. She thinks she has some unhealthy like tie with him, and she's trying to like break that tie. I think she's trying to find in herself the strength to resist him, if it's there. But I'm saying she's like depressed Mikasa, which I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always
not
a little
fan of depressed
okay,
Mikasa.
but isn't that enough of a? Like she's like, oh yeah, I have to follow Eren. Like it's the only thing that I can do or whatever. And then she immediately goes and takes off the scarf and puts it down and says, I'm not going to wear this anymore. Like that to me is an act of, I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave.
Mm-hmm.
And yet she's still going to go help him because she thinks it's the right thing to do. And yet still she's taking the scarf off.
Definitely a conflict there. And like I said, this is really the first time that's happened.
Yeah.
The Eren loyalty thing is starting to reshape. Okay, so this is where we get another scene from the original OG season 4 trailer where the airships are going down and Yelena's doing her weird.
She's like
open arm,
got her arms up to the
thing.
sky. Yeah, super.
She
creepy.
loves the carnage.
She's
she
like
loves
crying
that Zeke and
with
Eren
happiness.
Mm-hmm. And the
Well,
ships
People are dying and burning.
the ships collide, and one of the airships hits the gate at Shiganshina and blocks the gate from ever being able to get out.
And this whole place is lighting on fire again. Well, wait, was it Shiganshina? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Shiganshina just keeps getting its gate blocked and catching on fire. That's
At the
just
end of
like what it
season
does.
Shiganshina is Reiner. It just gets beat and beat and beat again and again.
It gets
and again.
rebuilt and then destroyed immediately before anyone can even enjoy living in it for more than 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Now I'm understanding. Shiganshina is Galliard. It just gets face kicked
It
in.
keeps coming back for some reason. They can't stop rebuilding this place. Yeah, so Yelena gets her line. She's like, Zeke brought down those ships, with ease, and history is going to be changed in this moment. She's got, she freaks me out.
Crazy.
Okay, but to be fair, for the MMA fans out there,
Okay.
when Anderson Silva got knocked out by Chris Weidman, I immediately bought a shirt.
A Chris Weidman shirt?
I did. Want to know why?
Why?
Because I knew history had been made.
Yeah.
Right then and there. And
Yeah.
I was part of it, and I wanted to preserve a piece of that history because something changed. History changed, and you want to witness history. I always want to witness the best part of us. I want to witness the most exciting fighter, the best NFL player in my generation. I want to witness the best basketball player. Right?
Should I go get a Josh Allen jersey then?
I mean, maybe. But I wanted to be part of history, and Yelena is like, no, I'm seeing history. This moment right here. No one gets it, but I get it. This is history about to be made, and she could be right. I think she's right either way.
She is. Yeah. Okay. So Reiner gets up and tries to stop Eren. He's still limping towards him. He gets rocked.
Wrecked.
Literally
rocked.
He's rocked
She was
By
wrecked.
Zeke.
Yeah. And that's when Connie and them bust out and they're like, I think Reiner might be the one who needs help here, actually, which is an astute point. Okay. Eren doesn't seem like he's having that much trouble. It's trouble, but it's not that much. What?
Have we gotten to that scene?
Four
No, we're
seasons.
almost there.
Someone says 4
Okay.
seasons of naked giants making weird faces, and Yelena had the most terrifying expression.
Undoubtedly.
100%.
Correct.
We paused we paused it right here, and we're just like, what is happening?
What is this face?
We talked about it for a while, so we've got some theories, but yeah.
I don't have much for nightmares, but I'm telling you, I'm going to tonight for sure.
It's worse than Clown
Oh,
Titan.
yeah.
Clown Titan's- ugh. Yeah. Okay. Where am I going? Okay, all right. So Connie and them are like, I think Reiner's the one who needs help. They ask, why is Zeke here? Which is a good question, because the next question is, what the frick happened to Levi?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hanji,
Yeah.
Is it Connie or Jean that says, like, where is Captain Levi and Hanji?
He
There's
never
no
would
way.
have let Zeke.
There's no way they would have let Zeke. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yelena goes, yes. Zeke has beaten them. He's come here. He told Eren he was going to meet him at a time and a place, and look, he's here.
Yeah, he's here.
He
And
is
it's like,
he's defeated.
hey,
them.
Yelena, if you want these people not to murder you and to go protect Eren, don't say
I know
crap like that.
they're like ready to kill her right there, and then Armin's like, guys, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say the most offensive thing I can say while looking directly into your eyes to try to get you to not kill her.
I think, like, if I was Armin, I'd be still trying to sell the lie that I told her.
He is.
a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys remember? Eren's definitely going to help save us. For sure. We have to help Yelena and the Jaegerists
right, he's trying
because
to
they
sell
have a
it.
beautiful dream. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, he's still trying to, his whole ruse or whatever. Okay, I want to take, I know we're right on the, well, should we do Yelena first, or can I go off on a fan email that has to do with Levi?
So you got to do Yelena.
Yeah, all right, Yelena. All right,
Yeah.
all right. So the weirdest thing in the world happens because, yeah, they're talking about this. She says, Levi and Hanji have been beat by Zeke, and he promised to be here. He's here. And this is where, Armin turns around and is like, only Zeke and Eren can save the world. Part of his ruse, we think. And hovering over, they go to draw their weapons. They're so freaked out
Because
by
they're
her face.
mad at.
No, they're like, you freaking killed Levi?
Yeah.
We'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Armin says that crap, and they're like, we're gonna kill her anyway.
Yeah.
And then they see her face, and they stop.
Now, she's a tall lady, okay?
And she's standing up on top of something.
She's
And
so tall.
Armin's a short guy.
He comes into her like belly button.
And she's on top of something. But even still, this is the freakiest expression. Like the comment about the naked giants is exactly
She's
right.
like-
Like, I have never been quite as disturbed as I was right here by an image in this show. Like, despite all the violence, like, it's her
Yeah.
face. face.
So we paused.
They all freak out, and then Armin turns around to see why they're freaking out, and he's like, his soul leaves his body.
She's so tall, it's like she's leaning over him and looking down on him from behind. Like he's able to just look directly up and like.
It's like she has a flashlight shining under her chin in a dark room, except there's no flashlight. She's in broad daylight because she's so tall.
She's a 2-meter class Titan. They need their climbing gear just to get up on her level.
Okay.
So when we paused this, I was like, they let this scene go on for way too long.
Yeah.
After we had done our reaction, like I went back and I paused it, and we were like, "There's no way this goes on for this long unless it could mean several things." And so, you guys who've read the manga, tell me this is right, but like, I was like, the manga, she makes this face. Everyone freaked out. Everyone was like, "This is crazy. This is so weird," or whatever.
They memed it online.
They memed it, and then here, this is the animators like kind of
tipping their hat to
the meme and saying like, "This is the weird Yelena scene you guys were waiting for. Here it is. It's really awkward and long.
One panel in the manga.
Here it is. It's only one panel. Okay." So I was like, "This is the animators like tipping their hat to this one panel, or there's something here that's deeper." Zeke can control Titans. Is Yelena just a Titan that Zeke controls?
It crossed my mind. It really did.
Okay, remember that weird short Titan in...
Yes, the one that
Reiner and them fighting?
Doesn't he come inside...
Into the house?
Not the house.
Oh.
Doesn't he come inside that armory place?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, it's definitely season 1. We're rewatching it right now.
He looks just like this, according to my memory.
Utgard Castle.
Yeah, Utgard Castle, brown hair... Mm-hmm. And she has blonde hair. She's the blonde-haired version of this. I know they're not related, but still, like she looks just like a Titan in this. It is the most weird thing. Why would you put that in here?
Yeah.
Why put that panel in there? And why is she looking like that? Because all Armin's been saying is we have to help them. She should be like, "Yes, thank you for believing in the dream," which she does eventually. But why would you have that face on? What is going on?
Listen, I've been okay. I have a bunch of thoughts. One of them is...
Because it's really funny. That's what everyone is saying.
One of them is, why don't you just take her head off right there? It's so many times in the show, I'm like, you are armed and trained and fast, and there's more of you than there is of her. You should just end this lady right now because she is in literally nothing but trouble. Oh my gosh. Now, besides that, all her soldiers that would protect her are preoccupied. Okay, that's beside the point. My other point is that Isayama has previously done this thing where it's like you think somebody's new, but you're like, oh, well, actually, no, they've been around for a second. They actually were there. Like, even with characters like Hannes or whatever, like, he comes back around. There's always this sort of recapitulation, but there's times when you, like, meet somebody and you realize, oh, wait, they go way back. So Rod Rice, for example, we meet him. We didn't know anything about him, but they have to do these flashbacks to tell us what he's been up to. He's actually been around. He's been involved. He's got his hand in everything. He's the king. But all this kind of stuff. There's all this backstory that gets to like fill in. I just can't help but wonder if we're missing some of that with Yelena, because she's a character who essentially literally shows up out of the blue. The closest thing to a backstory is, I'm from another country, you know? And Zeke was there. And then we met up, and I realized it's like her explanation of how she got in the league with Zeke does not make any sense to me. I didn't buy it at the time. I still don't really.
She saw God.
She's sus. I think she's an Ackerman secretly.
Or something. Well, okay. So now, next thought. Yelena's tall, blonde. She looks just like the soldiers. We noted this at the time. The guard for the Tibers. There's like a whole like race. I don't know if they're like the sweet. Who's the tall
family
Europeans?
that yeah.
What's the tall European country?
Norse.
Yeah.
Finland.
Finnish or something like that.
I would say Nordic people.
Yeah, the Nordic looking dudes and dudettes, and she clearly looks like one of them, and she's tall like them, and you just, I have to wonder. That's why I'm saying I think there's more.
Scandinavian, perhaps.
Oh my goodness. Our Discord will never be the same. Oh my gosh. It's so freaky.
Oh man, it is.
It's like she's angry, but also that's the face that toddlers make when you tell them it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. Peppa Bar is do not dare betray Zeke.
I'm angry and I want to cry.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure we get to the end of the scene. Oh yeah, she says, "Please help. I believe in you." That's like her last line.
And she goes anime princess.
She does. She flips from freaky Titan chick to with the little tears in the corners of her eyes and blushing a little bit. What? Bipolar much? Okay, let's move on.
Interesting.
My goodness.
Okay, So next scene is Gabi and Colt. She goes, what's that big metal pipe? That's an anti-Titan gun that you can carry, that a person can carry around. Mm-hmm. We knew these were large sniper rifles. It did not occur to me.
It's just a baby cannon.
Yeah. I figured it was Titan piercing ammo, but I did not think it was like you could straight snipe someone's nape out.
Yeah. But he says, like, unless you hit it directly in the nape, like, you're not going to get anything out of it, which makes sense. Also, we know Gabi's a good shot, or at least some kind of shot, right? Did they tell us she's a good shot, or we just see it?
I don't remember, to be honest, but I know she's a sharpshooter.
Yeah, and it's interesting that she kills off the other sharpshooter when her guard's down. She kills off Sasha when her guard's down.
Even though Sasha spared her.
Yeah.
The rifle is 2 meters long and it weighs 16 kilograms.
Holy smokes.
For those of us that live in the U.S., that sounds like a big number.
6 feet long.
We're gonna see it. I think the trailer spoiled it maybe a tiny bit, but like I'm confident Gabi's gonna use this one. Even if I hadn't seen that trailer, I'd be like, Gabi's probably gonna get her hands on that gun at some point.
Yeah.
Over 30 pounds. Wow.
I was gonna say it's like 6 feet long, right? At least.
Yes. Yeah, 3 meters is about 6 feet. A little more than that. Okay, so yeah, they mentioned that. He says, yeah, the city's in flames. They're kind of like trying to go towards that like castle, the armory thing where they last knew Falco was, and they run into like a bunch of all the soldiers, and then Falco's there, and he actually sees them and makes them like, oh, they're like over there, and he's like, crap, they saw us, and this is the best. Niall goes, what happened? Falco doesn't lie. He goes, he doesn't go, oh, it's nothing, or like of all the things
he tells the truth. Yeah,
he goes, it's my brother. And Niall, without really skipping a beat, is like, okay. And he just goes, come with me,
prisoner. I'm going to go tie you up in a house somewhere.
Right. He sells it to the guys that are with him so he can go hand them off. Because I think that what Sam was like getting at here is like he's literally a dad. And he's like, I'm not going to get to see my daughters again. So he's like,
I want your parents to see you again.
He's being parental here because like he is just a kid. He's like, you're just a kid. There's no place for a kid.
Well, he says that when he hands him off. He's like, you guys are kids. Go home.
Colt's about to shoot Niall.
Oh, yes, the
Colt
best
says,
part.
I have to. I have no other choice. He's about to shoot, and for the first time, Gabi's like, no.
Don't murder somebody.
Don't shoot him. Niall comes around, and sure enough, he hands over Colt, and he goes, this is no place for a kid. And he walks away.
And then, like, he goes, as they're going away, Falco says, like, thank you, Mr. Niall, and he just waves at them. Like, that wave got me, actually. I was like, so many feelings. First of all, Niall's is a good one. We know for sure. But the fact that like Gabi like had such a change there, and I was like thinking that was going to be the end of the scene, but it doesn't. It gets
even deeper, which oh my gosh, so emotional.
Humanized Niall.
Compassion.
The family thing for sure.
And yeah.
Him having
you care for kids, you protect those who can't protect themselves. You show emotion and compassion.
Yeah.
He has a family.
But there's this new kind of through line in the show.
They're all Eldians.
Kids of the future. Falco's a kid. Gabi's a kid. Like I didn't see it until just now. We're talking about it. I'm like, there's this new like no kids of the future kind of thing. But specifically, when Gabi Falco, I kind of wonder if that's not going to play into this like in a more serious way.
Rip Erwin.
Yeah,
dude.
Erwin would be proud.
He would be. His old buddy.
As Paris says.
So
Stallion.
Seriously. Yeah. So if we get to this next scene, this is I think this might be the best part. So Gabi says, Colt says to Gabi, like, why trust the enemy? Like, why did you stop me from shooting, basically? And,
what have you done?
What have you done? And right at that time, Niccolo, like the Browse family, like all the kids, they got a big old like adoptive like family. And again, here we are. We have children walking around, like they're trying to get to somewhere safe. Yeah. And they walk by and they have to like duck and cover so they don't get seen. And you can hear their conversation, and you hear them saying, I hope Ben and Mia, which is their fake names, I hope Ben and Mia make it out okay.
Yeah.
They're thinking of other people. These are literally orphans who have just been locked up in prison for no reason. Saw somebody shot in front of them.
Yeah.
Papa Browse, man.
Papa Browse is leading them on to safety, hopefully. And they're saying this, and Gabi is hearing.
Well,
it.
and then Papa Browse is like, they'll be all right. They're toughens.
They're toughens. His little his accent.
And then she starts to cry and wants to go run out there and hug him.
Papa Browse is the true Helios. Bro.
Oh, yeah, he's the actual hero of the whole show. No doubt.
The fact that even back in the day, he was giving Sasha a speech about how they might have to change their lifestyle just to help others.
Yeah.
It's like,
yes. Yeah, he's kind of always been that way. Always been that considerate, compassionate.
He's
guy.
a good man.
Yeah.
He has a soul.
Charlock says, I doubt Gabi would have come around so soon without Papa and Mama Browse. Like, straight up.
No, for real. And I love that was like the contrast. So they brought the most fearsome, I hate to use the B word here, the bigot, kind of like she was what she was.
Yeah.
And they brought her into the home of like the most like tender hearted, like loving, like open armed, compassionate people.
Mm-hmm.
And like those are the ones.
The exact opposite of devils.
Yes.
That's the most powerful thing is when somebody who's been abused, like, someone who's like dad got shot or whatever, when they forgive their accusers, bro, I freaking cry. Man.
Yeah.
When they stand up and they're like, no, you killed my dad, but I'm going to forgive you because it's what he wanted, man. There's something powerful to that.
Oh, yeah. More powerful than any gun, any vengeance. Yeah.
There's a beauty in that tragedy. There's in the cruelty, there's that beauty that could come from it.
Yeah.
I will always wonder what Gabi would have done and said if she hadn't heard Kaya say what she said.
Yeah. Kaya's next line is why should we care? Let's see.
She's the one who killed Big Sis.
Yeah.
I wish I could kill her. And she sits back down and I'm like, no.
She's like, I still care about her even though she's the one who killed Big Sis. I wish I could kill her. But she doesn't hate her. And she's confused by it.
She said, I don't know why you guys care about her.
Did she say that?
Yeah, that's what I've written down.
At
any rate,
wish she would run out there and the Browse family would just give her a friggin'
Yeah.
Browse hug, hand her a potato.
Yeah, like
maybe some meat.
But the reason both those lines in there are like, oh, we care about her, and then you have Kaya's line is to draw us back to the previous storyline, and to really just amp up the emotional conflict inside of Gabi to 10.
Yes.
So she can really feel it, because she feels both the newfound like compassion and trust and people she thought were devils, and the guilt of what she's done.
Yes.
And that she had it wrong. And then that's when she gives the best line in the freaking show. Literally the best line in the freaking show. Colt's like, oh, it looks like they're gone. She goes, there weren't any devils on this island. There were just people. Mm-hmm. I finally understand Reiner. And we thought when Reiner does that's the beginning of season 4, kind of towards the intro there, Reiner sort of like humanizes them. And like, oh, actually, yeah, no, they're terrible. He has to kind of like hide the fact that he like knows that
she's picking it up.
She's like, I finally get that. There's no devils on this island, just people.
We just decided that these people we'd never met were devils.
Yes.
And that's what caused conflict. That's what always causes conflict, when you dehumanize another group of people and you say, oh, because of your skin or because of where you were born or because of your religion.
Or your views, your political persuasion, all that stuff.
You're not human because of this, and I'm going to treat you differently. Then a shot gets fired and it becomes an us versus them. There's a division that happens, and it's not a good division. It's terrible division. We need to come together and find the commonality.
Yeah.
We all want to feel love. We all want to have hope. We all want to see a future. Those things can bring us all together, even when someone's calling you a devil or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so the fact that she stands there and she says, there were never any devils on this island.
Yes.
There was just people. And I've seen people who, the Browse family were called devils. And yet they treated me like one of their own. They took me and they cared. They showed me. And sometimes like that's all it takes is that connection with somebody you disagree with. You find out your neighbor voted differently. You find out the person that you don't like from this country or whatever. You meet a friend like that and you go, oh,
wait,
you're
not a devil.
You're not a devil.
You're actually you're people.
That's what we need. We need the type of human connection to break down those walls.
And she mentions it here. She's like, we just keep doing the same things over and over. I'm like, right.
It's a cycle because this side does it to this side, and then they go, oh, we hate that side, instead of going, well, they're human, they have the same. No, why does Kaya want to kill Gabi? Because Gabi killed Sasha.
Yeah.
So why did Sasha want to kill the people in Liberio? Because people in Liberio killed the people in LD. It's a vicious cycle, and it's not based on your color, your race, or whatever it is. It was simply based on who did violence to somebody else.
Yeah,
it's tit for tat, exactly. And if you continue that, it's just going to be a cycle continually. What's the line she said?
we decided. Sorry, we're doing the same things over and over.
We're
again.
doing the same things over and over again. And as she's processing that,
The bird cage.
they go to the bird cage, man.
And the doors open.
Yeah, it's on the ground, and the
And
door's
it's
open,
empty.
and it's empty. There's no bird in there anymore, and I think Gabby's been set free. I think that's maybe the point. There's a lot of bird cages in this.
Well done symbolism.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So.
Gabby's racism is cured. Yeah, exactly.
Seriously,
I
yeah.
mean, that's all it takes. I forget what that guy's name every single time we talk about him, but he's that guy who goes and he forms friendship with KKK members and he talks them out of white supremacy. Like
What a hero.
Wow.
he's a
That's
straight
amazing.
hero. David, I think, is his name. You could YouTube it. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, I can picture him now. Dude, you showed me him before.
This guy's an absolute hero, and I wish people wanted to be like him
I want
more.
to be like him.
Instead of picking up a rock or picking up a gun and shooting somebody else, you go, wait a second, let me make a human
Picking up your
connection.
Facebook post.
And let me influence you to stop doing the wickedness. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we get this interesting part from Falco. He goes, I played a part in the massacre at Liberio. I didn't know that the soldier I was helping was Eren. I sent letters on his behalf. Sophia and Udo's death, it's my fault. And I'm like, Falco, like, it's
First of all, too much, bro.
yeah, I'm like,
Too much responsibility.
it's not your fault. Like, I understand, but as soon as he started saying that, I have to jump into my theory here, is that I don't think they're going to leave the island. I think they want to stay, both of them.
Gabi and Falco.
Why would they want to go back to Marley, where all the hatred is? Why would they want to go back to where they're essentially slaves? I think specifically for Falco, he thinks of himself and he goes, "I'm a traitor," and I think they know it now. There's no
There's
he
no
grabs
going
his
back for him.
armband. He grabs his armband when he says it. Like this armband kind of marks like the blackness that I've caused. I'm complicit in what the tragedy or whatever. And that's when Gabi gets up and rips the armband off. Like when she first he says,
Yeah, he confesses his undying love for her.
Yeah, and also I love you.
And says the whole reason he became a candidate was to keep her from getting it because he wanted her to live a long life so they could get married and have a family. And she's like, "Why are you telling me this?"
Yeah, she's normally like immune. Okay, that's the other thing is.
And then she's blushing, and it's so cute.
But like Gabi, I kind of we should mention this, right? In previous episodes, she's the like one that's like immune to emotions and like is always has the tough face on at all times. Is all mission, all go, all business, all the time.
Yeah.
And this is some of the first we've seen her like, not just previously we've seen her emotion as in a state of shock, but now we're seeing her like actually emote, like real sadness, remorse, and like caring for other people and stuff. And then her reaction here goes a little bit back into old Gabi, like, why are you telling me this? Like normally she's like, I can't handle it, but it's not as like straight to angry as it might have been before. You know?
She's like, "Why are you telling me this now?"
She's like blushing too.
Yeah, she's blushing and has tears in the corners of her eyes. And then, he's like,
Iowa.
"Well, I'm probably going to get turned into a Titan, so I didn't want to leave this unsaid." And then she gets pissed and rips the armband off. Like, that's going to save
of
him
him.
from
Or
turning
she's like,
into
I
a
have
Titan.
to save you. She realizes, like, let's go find the Beast Titan. He might not scream if he knows that you would.
Colt
turn
says
into a
that.
Titan.
Colt
But,
says that. I
yeah.
think he's a dead freaking wrong.
I'm pretty sure that they would tell Zeke, and Zeke would just look at him and be like, "Ah!" and like do it anyway.
Well, he does care about these recruits. He does
Zeke
care.
does?
Yes, but he doesn't care about, in my opinion, as much about them as he does care about the mission,
His goal,
the plan, the
yeah.
goal. He's come
Yeah.
so far, he can't not. But they're gonna try. They're gonna try to convince him. Hey, don't scream. If you do, Falco will turn to a Titan.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I don't know. We'll just have to see. You made the comment while we were watching, like, somebody shoot the guy's vocal cords. I'm like, yeah, good thinking, actually.
Yeah, if you shot him in the throat, he wouldn't be able to Titan.
He couldn't Titan scream.
Okay, so we kind of get to this is like the last little bit. There's a firefight happening on the roof, and the scouts can't get near Eren. Porco gets hit by the rocks as well, so he can't stop Eren. And Zeke says, we're almost there. We're so close to fulfilling our dream. Like he's saying as Eren's like walking towards him. And he looks over and he's like, oh, that's the cart Titan. This is how you met your end, Pieck. Like he thinks the scouts like
Because you
took her
see
out.
a smoking skeleton.
And then we finally get to the episode's namesake. This is the sneak attack. They run over there, and I love how you called it before it happened. You're like, that looks like a ruse to me. The scout's like, yeah, we got her. And then another group is, again, not scouts, Jaegers. Another group of Jaegers like comes in, like, oh, who got the kill? I'm like, oh, we thought you guys, what? And like they all get shot up. Hopefully Flock was one of them. I was just hoping.
Yeah, we were praying. We were like, listen, if
Get
you
the
had
redhead.
the redhead, shoot that guy.
So They open fire on him, and then they're able to turn the cannon while Zeke's not looking and freaking blast him in the nape. So he falls. He goes to the ground. It builds the tension for the next episode. We're like, oh, dang. Like, what the frick is going to happen? But he's definitely not dead.
Eren seems genuinely concerned.
Yeah, they do that. And Yelena, too. They both like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Yelena being concerned, duh. But, we're all hoping that maybe Eren doesn't care about Zeke and it's all just pretend. But he seems like he's actually concerned.
This has got to be a Magath Pieck like brain meld like secret operation because
he says to move. He's like, I got a bad angle. Move me. So I'm thinking she can transform again?
Well, no. You're talking about later after.
After they shot.
I'm talking about before. She goes to aim at Zeke. Zeke's like quicker on the draw. She does like this little roll thing. She barely hangs onto the wall. They're all like, oh, dang. She's like, it's best not for me to like duke it out head to head. We got to come up with some kind of like secret plan to flank him or whatever.
Right.
And Pieck and Magath, I guess like, I want to punish that guy or whatever. There's definitely a way to maneuver him, and they come together to make this epic maneuver. Oh, look, I'm dead. It's the worst. Oh, I died. Just kidding. The Jaegers show up. They light him up with the rifles as Magath turns, aims, and boom. It's a beautiful sneak attack.
Headshot.
It's more of like a neck shot, upper neck shot.
It's like a shoulder neck shot.
Because we see that Zeke doesn't get hit. Only his
he
arm,
loses his arm and leg on one side of his body, it looks like.
which, according to Zeke, NBD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
he lost
Just but
everything
to scratch.
from his chest down and got put back together.
He survived worse. He survived
he
Levi.
is a cockroach.
Yeah, all right. So the episode ends with the whole with Reiner. He goes to make another attempt. He's like already back up again. And he says the line, the one person who shouldn't have that power, Eren, is you. Mm-hmm. And then I think
Eren is still dragging his limp leg behind him.
Somebody says right here, I think it's Magath says if he's got 1 ounce of life left in him, he'll scream.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they're setting us
Magath,
up.
I think. No. Is it Magath?
Somebody says it.
I think somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, if he has 1 ounce
it was
of life
Magath,
left,
but I don't
he
know.
will shoot.
Yeah. Can we get to predictions? I have a bunch of like.
Okay, before predictions though.
Okay. All right.
You have to say your
Yes.
your Levi thing, and then I have a Levi theory
Part of
as
the
well.
part of the predictions actually.
Okay.
These are predictions,
Yeah.
are they not? So we should
That's
We're
right.
about to move
disrobe.
to the predictive moments. We don't know any spoilers, friends, but we are going to throw some spaghetti on the wall. Magath said that. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Predictions.
We're gonna make a metal breakdown.
Also, if you guys
for
want some
predictions.
cool shirts or cups,
Oh
we
my
got
gosh.
those.
Yeah, dude. Check out the freaking merch.
Get
It's
the
up
merch
there.
in the links. Welcome to predictions.
Yep. Also
This
check
is
out the
where
YouTube.
we're wrong 98% of the time.
Yeah.
I don't even know
That
though.
Good
2%
times.
gets
We've-
through,
Good times.
baby.
We've nailed a few
We have.
things.
We have.
Okay.
We just wildly throw out banana ideas, just crazy.
It's the fun part of the show is connecting, trying to figure out where everyone's at. If you haven't read the manga yet, please.
It was Annie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Please give us your predictions
Still
in
waiting for the
the
Annie.
chat. If you're listening, please check us out on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, drop us a comment, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that indubitably.
Give us all the thumbs and all the stars,
All right.
but not Levi's thumbs.
Are you ready for this? Ooh,
Sorry.
too soon. Way too soon, Rach.
Sorry.
Okay, speaking of Levi. So we got an email from Robin, who's emailed us before. And
Good dude.
email says,
Some things.
okay. I'm just going to read it because I think, okay.
It's not very long.
Here's another thought on Levi. Levi survives being turned into a Titan. Or by being turned into a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Levi.
We said this. We were like, well, could he be? But like, oh, he's an Ackerman. Let's keep reading.
Yeah.
But he's not.
People keep saying Levi is an Eldian, but that isn't correct. His mother was an Ackerman and a prostitute within the wall. So his father was most likely
I
Eldian.
freaking said that.
You did?
Yes.
I'm just dumb. When I read the email, it was the first time it really clicked for me. So
Yes.
props to you people who are smarter
You
than
said
I.
his father could be an LDN. He's going deep dive. He's like, no, she's a prostitute. Who are her customers?
Exactly.
Eldians, duh.
Eldians.
Like, yeah, I said his father probably most likely was an Eldian. Maybe he's half Eldian. He probably is.
So he goes further. He says,
Just
prostitute
like
within the wall.
Mikasa.
So his father is most likely Eldian. Reiner is only half Eldian,
Yeah.
and he became a shifter.
Yes.
So why wouldn't Levi be able to? Different from Mikasa. It's different from Mikasa because she's half Ackerman, half Asian. As far as we know, neither of which are Eldian. So she doesn't have
that's
any
right.
Eldian
Okay.
heritage, we think. Or well, I don't
Unless
know.
Ackermans are Eldians,
Okay,
and
but
we just don't know that
Ackermans
because
are
it says
Eldians.
that the king designed them, which
Yes.
means he can control their bodies,
Yes.
which means they're freaking Eldian.
Yes.
Sorry.
However, does that mean they can turn into Titans or not turn into Titans?
I mean, if they're Eldian, they can turn into Titans.
So we assume, but he obviously modified them, so maybe they can't because that would
Maybe that's the key to what
jeopardize
Eren is going to do to everybody.
turn
Can't turn
them
into
Ackerman,
Titans
like,
anymore.
dang.
What?
Make everybody possible to turn into Titans. You're all devils now. Who are
Yeah.
you gonna persecute?
Or
Whoa.
nobody is anymore. Nobody can turn into Titans anymore.
I mean, yes.
Either way.
Certainly.
Dang, I don't know. Well, at any rate, the next question becomes: if Levi survives at all,
He better.
does he survive by getting a Titan power? If so, which one?
Which one's up for grabs right now? He's not gonna kill Eren and eat Eren, probably.
Doesn't seem likely. Although, talk about twist of all
might
twists.
Yeah.
you-
Well, no, I feel like the ultimate twist would be him eating Zeke.
Yes.
Oh my
That would be the
gosh.
twist of all
that
twists.
would be.
That
you want to
would
go
be-
round 5?
I would be so. Oh.
I'd be
man.
conflicted.
I will lose my
think
mind.
it's more fitting that he gets like the Jaw Titan, something that's like very versatile. He can like whip around and do crazy stuff, and no one will touch him.
The problem is, I've thought this for a long time. Like, oh, Levi gets that, he'd be crazy. I'm like, dude does not need one. I swear, my life, he's actually
Right.
more effective without. I don't know. Maybe not. It's hard to say. But how, if at all, does Levi survive? What does he go on to do? It's just not clear to me. So like,
Will Hanji turn Levi into a pure Titan to save his life and then study him?
I don't know.
I have a
if she
theory about
can.
this.
What do you think?
She
Okay.
has the serum. Or he has the serum, doesn't he?
Right
Still?
now, on
Right.
Paradise Island, there. Remember, like Arnold Capone even says it took forever to bring you guys into this century. Basically, you were so far behind because you were so isolated. But now we have all this technology and stuff, and we're putting in ports and we're ships and all this other stuff, engines and whatnot. We're trying to make you guys a little more developed,
Yeah.
technologically wise, right?
Yeah.
They're still not where other places of the world are. They're working on it. So I would say their medical facilities being able to stop a massive burn / explosion victim
Yeah.
and who had limbs blown off probably is not great.
Yeah.
However, there are people who are more technologically advanced who might be able to help. I think this could be an opportunity for the Azumobitos to come in on their airship or something. They whisk Levi away to either
To rescue him.
a different
medically.
continent or like a base they have, and they use their
Yeah.
advanced technology and they somehow patch him
think-
together.
I think if that happens, we don't find out for a while. I think we've got to like that comes out like much later. You know what I mean?
Like in the movie.
Yeah, no, I'm for real. Like, I just don't think we're gonna hear or see from Levi and Hanji and stuff. I think we're too focused on this other storyline, and we're like whatever's playing out over there is just gonna keep going.
I was thinking that the next episode would be a great time for them to divert us back to that story, just to, because everything's so intense and stressful in the battle.
Stall it out
to
even
just be
longer.
like, we're gonna go over here now for an entire episode and not tell you a dang thing about what's happening in this battle.
Yeah, RoboCop Levi, exactly. Like
that's
because listen, it would kill me if Levi survives, but he's a shell of his former self.
Yeah, it'd be tough. That'd be really tough.
Like let him die in
Like
combat.
Erwin with one arm missing.
Yeah,
No, but he's still.
But he
Erwin,
was still
it was
a
his
badass.
mind.
Yeah.
It was his mind, right?
That's his main thing. Levi, it's
Levi. It's his
body.
ability to fight Titans, man.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from him, man. You just can't. So I would love him to get medical treatment. It would be even crazier if he becomes a Titan shifter and he shows up at like a crazy battle and he's like, "Let's go." That would be absolutely nuts. I don't think that's going to come for a minute. Maybe it will, but I don't think it's going to come for a minute.
Okay, next prediction thought here is again trailer spoiler, though again you could kind of see it coming. I really think Gabi gets a hold of the gun. I think she takes. I think Eren.
Yeah.
I think Eren and Reiner fight again. I think Eren has to escape Reiner somehow or the other, but he has to get out of his Titan to do it. He gets close enough to Zeke.
Yeah.
Because now Zeke's on the ground, so now he can go on foot. I think he jumps out and goes.
I think Zeke and Eren are both going to go out of their Titans at some point.
He goes on foot.
And they're both just
towards-
running at each other.
Yeah.
And I think Gabi friggin' snipes Eren. I think she friggin' or not. Maybe Zeke. All I know is that a shot for sure gets.
Well, we saw that much. We think Eren gets sniped. My thought was when Zeke almost dies, he sees the founder. He sees Ymir. when Eren gets shot in the head, I think he's going to see Ymir too. And I think that's going to change his perspective a bit.
Maybe.
Now, other prediction is they do make contact.
Right now, in this episode.
It would be a curveball, would it not?
It is called Two Brothers, so I think the next episode is going to be about Colt and Falco, and it's going to be about Zeke and Eren.
Ooh, good.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
pretty
it.
sure that's what's going to
Spicy.
something. Yeah.
I'm saying maybe they make contact, and I've thought this for a little bit now that I think Eren's on Team Eren. We were talking about this before the show.
Zeke's on Team Zeke.
Well, Zeke's
both-
thinks
Zeke's on the Jaegerists.
He's Jaegerist, yeah, right. And I think that you said it really well. You think when Zeke cried when he like heard Eren be like, "Yeah, I'm in. Like, let's do this thing or whatever."
Yeah.
And you were saying like maybe this is the one time somebody pulled something over on Zeke. Zeke's like always pulling stuff on everybody else, and he's like this master planner. But this is his one blind spot, his weak spot.
His own flesh and blood.
His desire for a family connection.
Or something, or just somebody else to buy into his vision.
Exactly, because the only other person who's bought into his vision is frickin' Yelena, who's not a real human, who's a freaking cyborg.
She doesn't count. She doesn't count.
She's a baby Titan.
And so that being the case, like I wonder if that's why I think it's just he's Team Eren, and I got a couple theories. One is they make contact and there's no it doesn't work like they think it works. They make contact. But instead of like, oh, I can use this power now and let's just do whatever.
They both have a vision.
Yes, no, exactly. They both go to the freaking blue upside down realm and freaking Ymir's there.
And they have a conversation.
Or something.
And then they both get shot.
Give me one whole episode of them with Ymir, please.
Like talking it out. Second theory is Eren's like, thanks for the power, bro, and just rumbling full stop right then. Just freaking does it. And is like, let's freaking go. And that'd be a big curveball.
I think based on the opening, based on the ending credits,
rumbling has to happen.
The rumbling's gonna happen.
It's not just it's gonna happen. I think that is the ultimate. Like, what is the birdcage? What has stopped freedom?
The island, the walls.
Not just that.
Marley.
What ultimately?
So many things.
It's like it's the people. It's the oppression of other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When Gabi's racism gets cured, that birdcage is open.
True, yeah.
And she's been trapped inside this brainwashed like mindset for so long about devils and fighting or whatever to be able to see the birds flying freely finally. Like we just need to get out. We just need to get out of this cage. We just need to be free. And Eren, I think, is going to try to destroy the birdcage. He's going to try to kill everybody. And he's going to try to make a peaceful place in the end. That, to me, is looking at the opening credits, looking at the ending credits, looking at what's happened so far. That's the most coherent movement of this story. Now, I'm not saying that that's my prediction that's going to happen. I'm just saying that's what I see painted right now with all the dots that are aligned based on being an anime only.
Yeah.
I'm sure more than that's going to happen. I don't even think that is going to happen 100%. But that would be interesting if that's the way it ended.
Yeah.
Dang. Anything else? Rach, what do you got?
So. I think I pretty much said what I got.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more question for you guys.
Let's hear it.
Does Flock die?
Please.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay, because we talked about having a funeral for Levi a whole funeral show if Levi dies.
Oh yeah.
We need to have a fiesta party the day Flock.
If it's the same episode, we'll do a show and we'll be like, we'll do mourning, we'll have ashes and stuff like that, and then we'll clean ourselves up and be like, he's dead. Woo!
Yeah. If they both die, they're like, okay, here's the deal. We're going to kill Levi, but we're going to also kill Flock. We're like,
I don't know about that trade-off, though.
Dang.
Asiyama said he wanted to hurt his fans. Maybe that's because he lets Flock live.
Yeah, that's how he hurts us.
Dang. He lets it all go down. Like, Flock's the one survivor.
Yeah. Martyr's got the point. Annie killed it was the praying mantis, right? Wasn't it? Or is it grasshopper or something like that?
Something like that.
She kicks the crap out of it and kills it. And then the dead butterfly at the end of the intro. I thought that was a symbol of cruelty and beauty at the same time. That's what I thought it was, but maybe it's something else. Yeah. Quote me, says, he's going to do one last effed up thing before he dies. True. That would be.
No question.
Yeah.
We know it's coming.
Yeah. Do you think we could see Annie in the next episode?
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Again,
I want to. I think it's too early.
We've been teased. I just think there's so much more.
She's going to show up at some point.
Definitely.
This is what's happening right now is penultimate, right? What's happening right now? again, this is just I know too much. There's enough content left. I know that's ahead of us that whatever is happening now sets us up for the next run towards a finish. If that makes sense. We're not on the last leg of the race yet. I don't think
they've just gave us an opening.
Yeah,
and this is the opening still playing out. So there's still, in my opinion, a pivot that needs to happen in this season. It's going to change everything. We're going to have to be in that storyline for a minute before the great crescendo comes.
Yeah.
But right now, they've got everything dialed up to 10, so that's why I think there's no way it finishes right now. They've got to, We
still need answers about what even the frick is a Titan. We still need answers about where in the frick did they come from? Who is Ymir? What is she? Is she a demon? Is she not a demon? What is the true story?
Historia's child.
What is Historia's child going to mean for the future?
Kids of the future.
What if that's the struggle? It's between Ymir and it's between the demon.
Okay, I swear.
Ymir is actually the good version, and she's trying to bring life and hope, and the demon is trying to enact what it's trying to enact.
Yeah, I don't know.
I swear I keep
What
saying,
even is that blue thing in the water? Somebody explain this to me.
What's the truth? What's the lie? What's to believe? Yeah, man. They're all saying these next few episodes are going to be banger, and I'm
excited. I'm excited. Give me more.
Well, thank you for joining us, you guys.
Yep. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you for joining us. Get your cups up.
Raise them high.
We appreciate you guys. And
thanks for streaming with us. See you next time.
See you next week.
See ya.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching and listening to our show, Beyond the Basement Podcast. If y'all are enjoying it, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever else you listen to our show. Check out the description below for links to our awesome Attack on Titan merchandise. And join us live on Sunday nights on Facebook for all of Season 4. And some of our best content is on YouTube, including me, so go ahead and check that out. And lastly, if you guys have any questions or just want to chat with us, please email us at beyondthebasementpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys in the next video.